Cucaramacara títere fue. Cucaramacara títere fue.
Cucaramacara títere fue. Tú fuiste de la que yo me enamoré.
Hey, welcome to Too Hard, Too Fast. I'm with Gio of Tarasco Tropical and Rev Ray. They got a new song coming out. We're gonna talk about that. It's I have a hard time with the name.
Cucaramacara.
Cucaramacara. So, I've been practicing that in my head, and I'm gonna get it right. Cucaramacara.
There you go.
We're gonna talk about it. We're gonna talk about other things that are going on. But let's sit back, buckle up. Let's go too hard, too fast. Boom. And el cinturón.
Welcome to Too Hard, Too Fast.
Welcome back
to Too Hard,
Too Fast.
Anything that rolls downhill, man.
I mean, old habits die hard, right?
It's the podcast by the people, for the people.
Well, I'm going too hard, too fast.
We are double fisted on that ass.
Only here, too hard, too fast. Let's do it.
Welcome back to Too Hard, Too Fast.
Cucaramacara. Let's go.
So welcome everyone to Too Hard, Too Fast podcast.
That's right. Where we go off the rails and George has to worry about it. So here we go.
For the podcast of the century.
Cheers.
But for real, we're here to talk about Cucaramacara. Cucaramacara. We're in the HQ of Tarasco Tropical, the studios. Thanks for having me here.
Thanks for coming out.
But I think first question, Ray. Actually, where do you get your name from?
Well, so Rev Ray came from a band that I was in prior. It's called Rev Ray and the Idle Hands. The reason they called me Rev Ray was because of the way I sing. I feel, I do have a soulful sound. And someone said, you can bring in the church with that voice, bro. And that's where Rev came from, like a reverend, you know what I mean? And it's taken on a whole nother name, I'm a big believer in God, and I preach that. So it stuck and it will stick, you know what I mean? And I love it, Rev Ray was born that way. That's how it started.
So you said, do you preach at church or do you have plans?
I don't, but I do. I am a part of a group. Well, we are a part of a group.
Yes.
Called House of the Rising Sun.
Shout out,
House of the Rising Suns Ministries, and man, bro, it's a group for fathers by fathers, and it helps. Not only that, we go to church, we do our thing, and that's the way I live my life. You know what I mean? I try to make sure that God is the foundation of what I stand on. Yeah. So.
And he's helping me. He's my spiritual guide.
Yeah.
Amongst all the other fathers and stuff. I'm very blessed to have him in my life. He's the man that listens to all my pedos and helps guide me, you know what I mean, with the strength of the man upstairs,
Damn, well, you guys got real serious, quick.
Yeah.
No, I mean, I guess kind of touching on that. For me, I grew up in the church and, things like that, but then I grew out of it.
Yeah.
And we won't get into all that. I don't know. Maybe we can if we want.
It's no problem.
But I believe in something. I just don't know if I believe in religion anymore. But that's whatever. Every now and then, I still think about making my way back over there. Mm-hmm. But just going on what Jill said. Jill, do you feel like at some point you didn't, and then now like Rev Ray helped you go back in, or?
Yes, and I'm still not fully in. I'm a work in progress, you know what I mean? I have a lot of demons like we all do, you know what I mean? And I'm dealing with a lot of things, and I'm not fully, I haven't fully immersed myself in it, but I'm open. I've opened my my heart, mind, body and soul. Like I'm here, and it's a beautiful experience, man, to be able to feel a connection with a higher power. I feel like wherever you decide you want to be with, whoever you decide you want to feel you want to connect, you know what I mean? But it's always good to have that higher power, to look up to something, to really like, I feel like, when in a time, not necessarily in a time of need, but also just on a time of, just at any given moment that you feel stuck in anything, you know what I mean? If you have something to turn to, whether it be a friend, that chair, this desk, whatever, you know what I mean? But you have have that understanding, or at least you're open to it. You know what I mean? Like I said, like I'm telling you, I'm not fully there, but I'm a work in progress, and my heart's wide open. It's a beautiful thing just to live your life like that. It doesn't take away. It doesn't make you any less fun. It doesn't make you any less. It's an internal thing. It's a personal thing. You know what I mean? So we don't have to go out and preach it to people. It's nice if you can. You know what I mean? Just like Ray loves doing. You know what I mean? I feel like maybe one day I'll get there, and I want to. You know what I mean? It's something that I'm wanting. I've been wanting. So yes, to answer your question, it's been something that I really wanted, because I grew up in the church too, in the Catholic Church. You know, my whole life. When I lived in Mexico. 6 houses down is el Templo de San Juditas, you know, and I mean, First Communion, the whole nine, you know. And yes, I was disconnected for a long time, and you know, the demons came and you know, grabbed me by the boo-boo for a minute, and we're still getting down and dirty, you know. We're still fighting them, and they still come and haunt, you know what I mean. But I definitely could say that being involved in this group with Ray, and I'm taking this class that I'm real thankful for, called PTO. It's called Peel the Onion, and you don't have to be of any religion. You don't even have to be into the church, but you take this class, and it's kind of working on your inner self, you know, and just peeling every layer back, and I'm thankful for Ray, because he's guiding me there, you know. And you know, like they say, I don't know where I'm going, but I know where I want to go. You know what I'm saying?
Well, this is Too Hard Too Fast, so clearly we were here to talk about a song, and we went a different direction. That's the way it goes. You know, we don't know where we're going, but we're gonna get there.
Yes, sir.
But do you feel that, I guess, Rev Ray, do you feel that your music gets inspired by your beliefs, or vice versa?
Well, so my music is based off of reality, life, the things I've gone through, my testimony. I was definitely a different person before this, 100%. Like, people, like, I could never imagine that. Yeah, yes. So, is he an inspiration to that? 100%. I do it for that. You know, I want to make him happy. That's, you know, and I just want to say one thing about the whole religious thing. It's not that. Church is not a building. You know, it's a relationship with God, and that's it. You don't got to make it there. You just got to accept him, and that's all. That's all that matters. Just having faith, as small as a mustard seed, bro.
Nice. I think we gotta get off the religion talk, because I'm sweating like crazy.
Yeah, definitely. Well, just a little some of like you know, it's good to have it on here. I feel like, because it's on a journey that we're on. You know what I mean? And so it's good. You know, we're not gonna come here and tell you like, hey, you need to. No, nada de eso. Cada quien, like they say, you know, de su un papalote. You know what I mean? It's good. It's good to touch base on that. You know, and moving on forward.
Well, no, I wanted to touch base on it, because I think, like you said, it's who you are, what you believe in, and what you do. But the part of it, what you do, it's also music. So, you know, everything that you guys do gets inspired by what you believe in.
I'll tell you what, I pray every time before I go on stage, man. You know what I mean? Like, it's one of those things where, like, you know, guide me, let me entertain the people. You know what I mean? Help spread, you know what I mean? Love, you know what I mean? Through music. So yeah, it definitely plays a big part in it. When you're releasing a song, you know, one could always hope, like, hey, you know, hopefully things go well with this thing. So, you know, if you're a believer in anything, you're gonna go ahead and te vas a encomendar a eso. You know, you're gonna be like, cool, like, hey, let's do this together. So yeah, but anyway, back to, you know, Cucaramacara. That was a really good song that we wrote, and you know, we were on different journeys at the time too. You know what I mean? So that
song was written 2 years ago.
2 years ago. Well, it's out now. By the time this is out, it's out now.
Yeah, available on all platforms.
It's going to be available on
platforms. And a music video. Videos is going to drop on both of our channels. So follow Rev Ray on YouTube, Tarasco Tropical on YouTube. It's going to be on all platforms. It's on all platforms. So yeah.
Yeah. So you said it took 2 years ago. You started writing it.
Oh yeah.
What does the Cucaramacara mean?
So it's an idiom. Just like "Eeny, meeny, miny, moe, catch a tiger by the toe." It's based off the relationship I had with my wife. I choose her. That's basically what the song is saying. Cucaramacara títere fue. You know, I don't know the whole idiom, but I will say that that's what it was inspired. Really, what happened is that me and Gio were inside his older studio. It was before 2 years. Goodness, it was when Big Red in Barbacoa, literally the shoot of that video.
It was at my old house.
Yeah, he had this. Look what I got. Cucaramacara títere fue, and you know, and it went from there, bro. And then I hit the ground running with what it might be, and then I brought it to the table and I said, look, this is what I came up with. And he said, yeah, let's do it. And from there it evolved into that. But the reason it was written 2 years ago, I took a break. I took a break from music, 100%. And it's going to go back to the religious part.
Yeah, no, that's fine.
It's going to go back to, I had to take care of business. I was addicted to coke. I was addicted to alcohol. Too hard, too fast, right?
Too hard, too fast.
That's what this is, right?
Yeah.
Bro, I used to sing on stage and preach the word of God while I was on drugs. Yeah, we're not perfect.
Yeah, no.
It's progress, not perfection. You know what I mean? And that's what happened. That's what happened in my life. And I almost lost my wife and family. And the truth is, I had to let go of things that I loved to do because I loved to do those things.
Yeah,
Real
yeah.
talk. You know,
Yeah.
an addict, alcoholic, ex. I'm not none of those. I'm good, And 2 years, here we are, hitting the ground running. The song says 6 años después because it was written 2 years ago. It's literally 8 years in my relationship. So that's
Now.
you know what I mean? So,
Present time.
Yeah.
but everything is all in due time.
Yes.
God's time. He's always on time, brother. You know what I mean? And bro, yeah, too hard, too fast.
Too hard,
right?
too fast. I appreciate that you said that and feel comfortable to talk about it if you want to share.
I'm
And I know you are.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so I guess I'll say, like, I started this podcast when we started it. It was like hardcore. He was on Gio. You were on it earlier on, and we were going shots for shots.
Mm-hmm.
And then that's what it was. Every time we filmed, we were having a little bit of drink. And I just realized I was filming way too much. And so it was becoming a lot of it. So I was like, no, coming this new year, which is 2023, I was like, I got to put it out. I was like, I can't. It's still too hard, too fast. We're still going to go all over the place. But once in a while we'll drink, but not always.
Yeah,
So-
not like a shot for shot.
yeah, it's like I can't. I want to because eventually I want to get to like I keep saying Joe Rogan status. So I want to get like to where I'm filming like almost every day. So I can't be drinking every single day.
Can you imagine that?
I mean, I can, but I shouldn't. but yeah. So I realized too. I was like, man, I was getting heavier set. I was getting slower, and I was just like, it was becoming a habit. And I was like, I can't get to that spot. So put it out. And yeah, I feel like ever since the year started, and I've had more time, a little extra money, and building up to like, hey, now we're doing it on location. We did it through Zoom when Gio was first on.
Yeah.
And I was like, hey, building up little by little, still working out the kinks, but it's moving forward. So I can see that, you took time, you realized what you needed to do.
Yeah.
And then now you're putting out a good product, or even better
Yes.
than
Yeah.
before, probably. And so I appreciate that. I've seen right now while we're recording, it's still not out, so I haven't heard the full song. But the little tidbits I've seen on social media, dude, it's fire. It's really good. So I can't wait to listen to it the full thing.
And if you had an iPhone, we could drop it to you. But guess what? You want to be Team Android? Well, te chingas.
Android.
And yeah, I was on that podcast with Homeboy Loser, and he had an iPhone, and right away I was like, boop. Now I will email it to you, bro, so you get it. Why not? Why not? You know what I mean?
I can mix it into the podcast.
I will send it to you, bro. We'll send it to you, bro.
Okay.
Like, that's no sweat.
Put a little.
You'll get
preview.
it, and you'll get to enjoy it because it's a really good song. And the style of cumbia it is like a sonidero, electro cumbia. So it just hits. It hits heavy, and Ray's beautiful voice.
So
man.
is it because I when I first met Gio, or when I first met you, Gio, I was still figuring out everybody in the band. You're not exactly part of Tarasco Tropical, but you're on your own.
Yeah, I have my own
musician, your own, and then so it's your song and Tarasco Tropical. Gio is on it. Okay.
Yes.
How much are you taking? No, I'm just kidding.
50-50, baby. We fair here. We fair here.
straight
We're
fair.
50-50. You know what I mean? Like, anybody that I collabo.
No, I mean, you don't have to talk. I was just kidding. I was saying like
50-50.
hey, it's a binding contract now.
I want to make it. If you want to mess with me, hell, I'll do it for free too. Like, I just want to work. You know what I mean? I'm hungry for that.
And you said that, man. Since I've known you, you're just like, dude, I'll pay whoever needs to get paid, and I just want to work.
Yeah.
So I appreciate that. But that's what I'm saying is like how much. What I really was asking was how much. Like, of input did you have into the song?
It's like a 50-50 as well. It's you know, I'm a little more, Rev Ray likes to, he's more in detail, you know what I mean? I'm more of like, okay, cool, I got my part in, as long as my part sounds good, shit, I like your voice, I love your voice, so like, I'm cool with anything you want to tweak, talk to the producer, you know what I mean? Yeah. At that point, which was produced, Cucaramacara is produced by Sevani Quintanilla, aka Príncipe Q, amazing producer out of Corpus Christi, so yeah, that's you know, Quintanilla royalty, man. Yep. And we're blessed to be working with him and for him to even continue on working with us. So yeah, like I'm very easygoing when it comes to anything like that, working in the studio. I'm not much of a picky dude, but I love working with people that are, because that's what makes something sound great, you know what I mean?
And that's me. I'm picky. I'm a little bit of a perfectionist.
Yes.
It'll never be perfect, but if I can almost get there,
I'm
what drives you more crazy? Like what do you find yourself tweaking more?
Timing. That's a big thing for me. Counting, stuff like that. Like it's just a thing. You know what I mean? Words need to go in their place. Yeah. Melodically, and harmonies for sure are definitely like a big thing for me. But you know, you learn as you go. You know what I mean? So sometimes you kind of learn to also let go of the gas, probably get things right. You know, and I'm a control freak. Sorry, babe, and all those that are here, but I am.
And everybody I work with.
I am a control freak.
I tend to work well with people that are like that, though. You know what I mean? That you know, when it comes to artistry, I really do, because I'm, you know, I'll meet you in the middle any time of the day, you know what I mean? Especially if I'm not in the mood of like arguing, which you know what I mean? I'm like,
you know, it's funny. I can read it. I'm like, este güey le vale madre. Real talk. I'm like, okay, later, carnal. I can feel it. It's okay. You know what I mean? Because he don't think like me, and I don't think like him. You know what I mean? And I'm alright with that. You know, that's what happens.
I think I definitely get a lot of people upset when, because I work sort of in that way. Well, in two ways. I think I'm a mixture of both of you guys. Mm-hmm. I'm very much like, it's going to get done when it gets done. But once I'm working on something, it's like, no, it's going to get done.
I'll say this, bro. The name of this is definitely too hard and too fast. Let's hit the ground running, you know what I mean? And I'm more of the like, you know what I mean? But it's a good combo.
Yeah.
I think we work really well together.
We work well. Real well.
And not just musically, our friendship is really tight. You know?
Solid.
I mean, I believe that. I think our friendship is
How long have you guys been friends? Known each other?
Reggae since Judah Von Roots. A little, since I was in Judah Von Roots.
Probably like...
And that's 5-6 years ago?
Yeah, I was going to say 8, but yeah, something
probably.
like that. Mm-hmm.
Who's counting?
As long as I've
music,
you know what, 8 years, you're absolutely right. Yeah. As long as I've been with Vanessa, I've known you.
Okay, yeah, that's right, because I met you before you were with her. Yeah, you weren't with her yet. Okay, cool. There you go. That's the answer. Yeah. We met through reggae music, man, and to be honest with you, we actually met at the Gardens Way.
Yeah.
The ones where I was lost over there?
Oh, yeah. Okay, so over there used to be a venue, and we threw shows over there. It was a wedding. That's actually where I got married to my beautiful wife.
As he says it to the camera.
And we got married over there, and I used to work here, actually, on this complex. I was a maintenance guy for many years as well, and I always had my studio here on and off. And so... over there, the bosses were cool as shit, man, and you know they let me borrow the place to go and throw little festivals and stuff like that, or the homies would want to throw something, and I'd be like in cahoots with them. They let us borrow their golf carts. It was fun, dude. It's really nice over there. And so, what happened? That was when the storm hit, and they did the Texas.
Yes.
Where did it hit? Que pasó el pinche? It was the Texas Strong. Que pasó something at the coast, right?
Yeah.
Everybody wanted to donate feria and shit like that, and so they did like a Texas Strong event, and all the reggae bands, all the locals, you know what I mean, from Texas, really, a lot of them, Corpus, they all came out, and we all raised money, and that money went over there, and it was sponsored by like some beer company, and it had a lot of military people were involved, and so anyway, that was the day we met, because he was performing with a band that I used to play in. You know what I mean? But then I ended up playing drums that day, didn't I? Because
Kevin.
And Kevin played bass.
Yeah.
So we weren't in the band, and we ended up playing with the band because their guys didn't come through or whatever. It was really cool, and that's when we met. And I mean, we clicked from the get go, man. Yeah. Like, to be honest with you, and then we started the Cumbia thing, and then It's like, Ray, let's go. And
This is flavored cumbia, as I like to say.
Flavored Cumbia. Yes, I love that, man. I need to keep that in mind, man. I like that. You
I'm telling you, you're forgetting things. Like I gave you some koozies.
You know what? But knowing all the people that were around, if they were left, because I always carry my.
No, you were busy, man. It was your show. You were busy. Don't worry about it. I'll get
That
you
means
some
somebody snatched them because where are they?
Yeah, they're not good enough to steal.
Watch somebody is gonna be watching this, drinking their beer. Stupid.
So you guys met. It seems like I was gonna say that you guys look like, or your vibe either on stage or right here. Friends, you look like you're probably met since high school or something.
Yeah.
So that's what it seems like. So I really thought when I asked that question, it was gonna go to high school.
Yeah, no shit.
And the crazy thing is, he's not from here, and neither am I. We're not from San Antonio.
Oh no.
And I think that's the vibe. He's got the Califas vibe.
You're the Chuco
And
town.
I'm the Chuco town vibe. I'm from El Paso originally. 915ers. I love my people.
Well, the fake EP. Because I'm from the real EP. You go, bah.
It's a battle over here for the EPs.
I don't know. Stay over there because I don't want to get my ass kicked. I don't need two people coming after me for one podcast.
We both have casinos. You know?
Yeah. No, I really do like El Paso a lot. So that's pretty cool. I don't go there very often. How often do you go back?
I'll be honest. It's been. I go back when I need to, and it's no offense to anybody. That I'm not. Just. I love going back to see my family. I went through a lot of hardships out there as a child. Growing up, it was fun. Don't get me wrong. I had fun. It was a lot of stuff. You know what I mean? But there was also a lot of things I went through, and I think all my addictions come from the growing up and stuff that I went through. I won't get into detail with all that, but I will say that there was a lot of drug abuse and alcoholism, and my mental health was definitely out of whack. And I came out here, to get better. Really, that was the move. I made a move to come to San Antonio, and yeah, bro, life was still hard. It wasn't easy, but I made a life here, and I love it. And again, to my Chucotiers, it has nothing to do with anybody out there. You know what I mean? I love all of y'all. There's tons of awesome stories. Shit, you know who you are. Real talk, you know exactly who you are. So God bless all of y'all.
Damn, pero Chico Tacos nomás no.
Hey,
no, I keep saying a lot of crap. I actually do. You never know. No.
I loved it. I really love being on your podcast, pedo or sober. I want you to know that, bro. It's a good time.
Well, I appreciate it. Yeah.
It's funny. Dude.
Yeah, I don't know how it was gonna be being sober, but it's easier to edit. I'll tell you that much. But no, I appreciate it. So back to Cucaramacara. Say 2 years to write, or 2 year break, and then 6 years later, 8 years later. 8 years later. The recording, the video, is that your wife in the video? Did you guys pick an actress?
No, we got actors. Those are.
And your wives were cool with it?
Yeah.
Oh no, well, there's nothing involving it. We're just
kidding.
singing. No, but we're just singing on it. There's a couple. You want to let them know? There's a young couple and then an older couple.
Yeah.
So it's it's a male actor, and okay. I thought you guys were putting like an Adam Sandler.
So they're good friends of ours. They're good friends of ours,
Yeah.
And I don't know if I should put their names on there, but I don't think they'd mind.
Yeah, if they don't mind, throw it out.
I'm gonna throw it out there. Frank and Victoria, awesome. They're amazing people.
Yes.
And the younger ones is Fernando and Leila. They're the younger kids, the kiddos, and we were trying to depict the storyline. That was the whole, them seeing a great couple, seeing the love, and that's exactly what happened. I met my wife. The story's a little different. I met my wife at work, you know what I mean? And we're strictly just friends. But man, when I caught her eye, right, I say that. But she caught my eye, bro. When I looked at her, I was like, I'm going to marry that girl. And a homeboy said, nah, I am not. And there's a line in there that says, un día en la chamba pasó en mi camino. Esa mujer la que me lleva a mi destino. And he was like, no, you're not. I called that guy 5 years later after meeting her. And said, I married her, carnal. And he's like, no, you didn't. I was like, I did.
Yeah. And you weren't invited to the wedding.
He wasn't, but bro, I had nothing. It was during COVID, homie. You know what I mean? We were limited to 10 people.
10 people. 10 people on the guest list, 100
And it
more.
was family. So thank you for those that were there and all those that were on the Zoom.
But so in the story in the song, is it right now? I'm picturing a young couple growing up into an older couple, but I may have misheard, or is it that there's a young couple looking up to an older couple, like I want to be like that?
Yes,
Okay.
yes. And then when you see the video, you'll
get it. And it's good that we're explaining it because, you know, I mean, you only have 4 minutes to put in, you know, three and a half minutes to put in this content. So there's like, you know, it's limited. But like, you know, the kid's coming out of work and, you know, he sees, you know, the girl and, you know, they wind up hooking up, and then, you know, the older couple like just passes them by, right? So you kind of, you know, put 2 and 2 together if you understand the lyrics, but it's good to talk about it as well. And this is the first spot where we do it, so we're kind of telling you the storyline. It's a beautiful video, and it was also filmed or directed and filmed by Rick Rodriguez, man, which is our guitar player and our video
Digital
guy,
artist
and
and-
digital artist,
yeah.
guy in charge of the
entrepreneur,
website.
Guy, you know?
Good.
We're blessed to have that man over here. I'm so glad he moved.
you,
I met
Rick.
him many years ago, and he moved out here recently from California, and I was just like, oh yeah, you know.
No, that guy's talented. He's been on the podcast too, and he gave me an awesome gift that day at your concert.
Yes.
Oh, that's right.
And
I
now
see
it's hanging on my wall for whenever we do it. When I go back to Zoom, it's there.
Yeah.
So I appreciate that a lot. Dude, that guy is talented.
Yeah.
All day, bro. And you know what? And I say this all the time. Everybody from his town, all the homies that I met, because I at one point I used to have a printing shop and a clothing brand. It was called Rerooted Apparel, and I moved it to Palm Springs because I was going to move to California. And I moved it with Rick because Rick was again taking care of everything pretty much because he's really good at all that. And I met all his homies and I became really good friends with all of them. Shout out to everybody in Palm Springs, you know, everybody from Coachella Valley. What's up? They are all incredibly talented, bro. Like every single one of them. Like there's no like, out of the whole crew I met, like there wasn't like somebody less talented than the other. You know, and they all jack of all trades. Like, oh, your tire fell off your fucking car? We'll fix it right now. Or like, oh, this, we'll fix it. Like anything, man. Like anything. And you know, you don't come across people like that every day, you know what I mean? That are doers and dreamers and make shit happen.
Yeah.
And so that's why, like, to me, the you know, the desert has part of my heart stayed there, man. I really love it there. I could see myself retiring in Palm Springs, just remembering of like the time I spent there with them, and you know, hopefully a lot of them are around if I ever do that. But what I'm saying is, like, I'm very inspired by those particular artists, like Coachella Valley people. My salute to
I mean, you too, both of you are super talented people, and obviously making things work. Before recording, you guys were already talking business about, you know, your numbers and what you gotta do
Yeah.
to get better and or grow bigger. It's like, I love that. I love being around people that
Hungry.
talk like that. Yeah, man. And not just talk about it; they're being about it.
Yes, sir.
So I like that. So I appreciate that about you guys as well. So while we were talking about what the song means, it kind of jogged in my head. I don't know if that's not even the right word. I don't know why I'm trying to use it. But do you guys have? I think now in our day we're more conscious about how we portray ourselves with our girlfriends or wives for our younger ones. Do you remember or seeing while you guys were kids somebody that you guys looked up to as a couple, like, hey, or maybe even the other way around? You don't have to name names or how the relationship, but something that triggered in your head, like, oh, maybe I don't want to be like that.
That's a deep question for me. You want to answer this one?
Yeah, man, I actually do. There's you know, my Uncle Juan and my Tia Norma, you know, nobody's perfect, but they were definitely and my Tio Rafa and his wife Pati, because they were pretty much, you know, my mom was a single mother, you know what I mean, and they looked after us pretty much. I mean, is that the right word? Anyway, they would always like take, they would come pick us up on the weekends, take some of us camping with them. They would always, that was where we'd go barbecuing. My tío was a DJ, so we'd go over to his house for parties. He'd be spinning music. It was just, they inspired me. I wanted something just like that. I wanted to be like them. And I think I try, it's been a thing where like at my house, it was always, at my old house, it was always like, that was a party house. That's where everybody always came. Everybody wanted to spend time there. And by everybody, I mean, I have 6 brothers and sisters, so that everybody want to come over to the house. And even my new pad where I'm at now, they want to come over to the house and hang out. And, granted, like I said, nobody's perfect, you know what I mean? We all go through trials and tribulations and, going through a rocky time right now. But, it's definitely, they were the people that inspired me, were my tíos, man. Like, those 2 couples, for sure.
Yeah, no, and I say that, like, growing up, obviously, seeing my parents go through arguments or how they handled it and then how they kept moving forward.
Yes.
I think that's something I was like, okay, this is what I want to do. When they do this and the way they handle this, maybe I wouldn't do that.
Right.
And then I try to emulate that now, or I'll catch myself like, dang, I shouldn't have done that because I didn't like that when my parents did it.
Yeah.
So now, like, my son probably saw me do it and it's like, So I try to fix it. But it just, I was thinking of that when you guys were explaining the song about, a younger couple looking up to an older couple. And I think it happens a lot, especially, I don't know, I think it happens in any culture where we look to our older ones to kind of guide us.
I really didn't have, man, I don't want to shame anybody.
Yeah.
I'm going to say that. But I will say this. What I didn't get is definitely what I try to give. That's and I wasn't the best. Even now, like, I have my struggles. We're human. You know what I mean? So it's always learning. You know what I mean? And my, where I'm going with this is basically everything I didn't get, I want to give. That's what I said before. Is that's important to me. Yeah. Love and nourishment. You know what I mean? And I did get some of that. You know what I mean? I really did get some of that stuff, but there was things that were missing, and we can talk about that on a different level. You know what I mean? For sure. But
maybe for a different episode.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. El amor y la amistad, maybe.
Hey, we should hold hands right now. For what you didn't get and what you try to give back, how does that go into your music? I know you obviously we talked a little bit earlier about your beliefs, and that feeds through it. Yeah. But I guess, how does that transpire through your music?
So a lot of the songs that I write about are a lot of pain, and there's also beauty. You know what I'm saying? But I haven't written anything necessarily like about the good side of relationships or what have you. It's basically pain. I think I wanna get this pain out, to be able to talk about the beauty. My wife and I are definitely open books. We share our testimony, bro. We are not afraid to put it out there. And I wasn't, like I said, I was not a good husband at one point. I was not a good man to her before getting married. We went through the fire, and I'm grateful that she stood by my side, and we can tell people that there's hope, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, man, we have come out of that fire. Like, it was tough, you know what I mean? But like anything else, you got, it's work, and I try to teach my kid, not by telling her this is what you have to do. It's more like, do as I do, not as I say. So I'm definitely in a place of, I dance with my wife. I go and turn on the radio and I just start dancing with her. And she's like, what? I said, just dance with me. And my kid's there, like, what? Like, yeah, this is what we do. And her too. Because I want her to understand. Another thing, we're in a blended family. So my daughter is my stepdaughter, but that's not what I say. Mm-hmm. She's my daughter. Mm-hmm. And, that was a tough situation too, but we got through all that, and now we're a blended family, and we all communicate. And, man, the beauty is to see both her dads around her, and she just has this face.
Just surrounded by love and support.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, and she's such a wonderful little human being, man. Like, oh my gosh.
So, yeah.
Pure love.
That's really what it is. So thank you, babe, again. Thank you, my pumpkin, for being there too.
Hey, Cucaramacara.
Cucaramacara.
Well, there's one more question, and Gio, you've answered this question before, but
yes.
If you got another one, I'll appreciate it. But before we go to a Too Hard, Too Fast story, Can people find your music, and then where can people follow both of you?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay, so all digital platforms. You can go to DistroKid. Oh, it'll be out already, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, DistroKid, all platforms. You can go on YouTube to see the video. Spotify, Apple Music, all that, right? All that good stuff. And then you can find me at Rev_Ray_music, Instagram, TikTok. For Facebook, it's just Rev Ray. Yeah.
The same as far as the platforms. You could go to my website. My website will take you directly to all of this. So you can go to tarascotropical.com. But if you want to follow me on Instagram, it's tarasco_tropical. And yeah, the Spotify, the Apple Music, all that stuff. Support, subscribe, like, follow. That's the only way, our music will get out there. So, and we appreciate y'all for the endless support. Appreciate you.
For sure.
Dude, this music, y'all's music, and I've said this before, Tarasco Tropical, it's a different kind of, I'm going to say Mexican music, or a different kind of Spanish music.
Yes.
And it's not even just Spanish, because you guys mix it up, English and Spanish. It's like, when people ask me what it's like rap cumbia. I feel
I like to call it, Gio Chamba, I put it best, like, when he did that post about, like, it's Chicano Cumbia, you know what I mean? Is what we're doing. So you have, your Mexican cumbia, you have this and that, but I like that term, because a lot of us are, first generations or second, third, fourth, and we're all of Mexican descent, you know what I mean, or Latin descent, and it's ultimately, Chicano Cumbia is what we're doing. But yes, I'm more of like a rap artist. I'm working on my singing, you know what I mean? Not necessarily rap artist, but I'm like, I flow instead of like trying to flow with like a melody. But yes, along those lines. And I like the other way you put it.
The flavored cumbia.
Flavored cumbia.
Si le pones limón, a little bit more.
Salecita y limón.
Yeah, no, I mean, so like I wanted to give you the compliment without sounding like I'm just like a pretend compliment. I didn't want it to come out in not generous, no, genuine.
No, man, I appreciate it.
Though. I love your music, so I just want other people to know that, your concerts are amazing, and you guys have one today, so that's why we're a little kind of quick on the. We're going too hard, too fast on this episode.
Yeah.
But I think they all need to check it out, especially seeing both of you on stage. It vibes.
The combo of both of those is always a treat.
It's live.
That's for sure. That's 100% sure. Which Ray is going to be playing a lot of the upcoming shows. The Tejano All-Star Awards. We're going to be doing. I'm not sure if you're going out to Eagle Pass. We're playing Eagle Pass in your hometown. That's going to be in June 3rd.
I'm going to go, man. I'm going to go.
And when EP meets EP, you know
there you go. Yeah.
Go over there. He's gonna go over there and talk shit.
Yeah. every taco out there will give you chorro too. So.
Yeah, but we have a lot of shows coming up. And that treat of seeing Ray and myself on stage, with the rest of the guys, John, all them, like it's gonna. There's gonna be a couple of those coming up, and so yeah, come on out. Come
on out, and when we go to Eagle Pass, I'll take you guys to Roadies.
Let's go.
Have you ever had the gizzards from Roadies? Have you been to Eagle Pass before?
No, well, I remember I told you I went to the casino, but I do want to rent a Sprinter van, and I've been saying that. My buddy Raul's Next Day Custom Tees, shout out to him. He's been letting us borrow his van, so it's a 12-passenger. But with the band itself, the van fills up. And I was thinking of getting like one of those big Sprinters, but I can't find one. So if anybody out there in podcast world knows of anywhere that we can get a big Sprinter van for rent, because I know people are gonna be like, try Turo, try that. Trust me, I've tried everything. Holler at Tarasco Tropical, because we are trying to rent one of those. We're not ready to buy one, but rent one of those, so that way, because those things seat like 16 people or something like that. So at that point, it's like, tráiganse a las viejas, everybody, let's all go, band and everybody. And so, yeah. Anyway.
Well, let's go to Eagle Pass, get some chorro and come back. Hey, so let's finish up with the last question. The final question is always for a too hard, too fast story. It could be it used to be a drunk funny story, but now let's have a funny story. It could be drunk or sober.
Yeah.
Words of wisdom or a cautionary tale, whatever you feel comfortable sharing.
Whew. He's got him. Right. Load up. Let me crank you up.
Goodness gracious. All right. Goodness gracious, why am I blank right now, guys?
Nah, you got it.
There's a lot of them. Too hard, too fast. So I'll tell you when I was a kid, and it might be a little funny, but we were playing. I think it's like Tell It to the Devil or something like that or whatever, and you would flip cards. You know what I mean? And you'd say something, and you ask it a question if it came out a jack or it came out this, and we're sitting there. Oh my god! And I remember I got an ace, which was like the worst. Que te vas a morir, you know what I mean? And I was like, I jumped over the fence, went home, and I cried to my abuelita, and I was like, Grandma, estos cabrones que me va a morir. You know what I mean? I have stories like that. And I was like, goodness gracious, homie, we would play darts, bro. Literally darts in the air. We throw them in the air. Shout out to China, Walter, all you out those. Goodness gracious, Bobby. We would throw darts in the air, bro, and try to catch them, but you know what I mean, without getting stuck. Right? Oh, homie, China. I don't know what he was thinking. He goes like, and the thing goes. And he doesn't say a word, bro. He doesn't say nothing. He just literally sits there, and he's looking at his finger. And my homeboy Carlos just comes and just. Just because he saw the blood, but before he was just curious.
Yeah, it was still like, what the heck?
We had a lot of things like that, bro. We grew up, having fun on the streets.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
yeah, we
Awesome.
used to do dumb stuff like
Aspen
that.
and Mango, Barrio Cedar Grove, and those from Thomas Manor, Riverview Circle. Hey, I don't forget about those memories too, man. I love all y'all, miss all y'all. Goodness gracious, I can keep going, bro. I had so many.
Yeah, no, that's funny. I remember we used to do stupid stuff with darts, and I don't even know why or how we got them, but we had them, and yeah, it was dumb. It was too hard, too fast. All right, so we just gone too hard, too fast with Gio from Tarasco Tropical and Rev Ray.
Yeah.
Hey, check out. I was saying it right, so good. That's what I started saying.
Got it.
Cucaramacara. Yeah.
Ooh, can we have a little sample before it
Dale,
plays
dale,
out?
te va. I'll throw you the
All
beat. No, Robert, raise. Right here, we should be good.
Cucaramacara títere fue. Cucaramacara títere fue.
Hey, check out the rest. That was badass. Thank you for that. Hey, remember, dare to be you, dare to be weird. Bye.
Have a good one.
Está loco.